Hi everybody, it's Doreen and welcome back to Mother's Day Cards with the Cricut. This is card number 5. So come on and join me and I'm going to show you how I made this card. Okay everybody, so let's go ahead and bring up the supplies for this card. Now this card, number 5, is what is called a trellis card. And I got this idea from another YouTuber whose channel is Christina 1716 and her website is cardmakingmagic.com, and I'll put the link to the actual trellis card that she made as well as her webpage in the description or somewhere in this video. So I'm going to get started and tell you what I did. The card itself measures 8.5 by 5.5, and I've taken it and scored it to make it a 4.25 by 5.5 inch card. And then what I did was I took my Spellbinders die, and this is the classic rectangle, the small, and I've cut out an opening in the front of my card. After I cut the opening, I took 1/8 inch strips and ran them along the back in a basket weave, sort of like the Easter basket that I did, until I had this effect on the front. I also took and ran it through my Cuttlebug folder, the Swiss die folder, on the front. So now what I want to do is, because I don't want that to be seen on the inside of the card, I'm going to go ahead and take a 4.25 by 5.5 inch piece of cardstock to cover that up. And I'm just going to go ahead and line it up and make sure I have it the way I want in the front. Now, I have to remember not to put my tape all the way covering the whole piece of cardstock, because if I do that, then the stickiness will be in the front. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go ahead and run my tape along the edges of the inside of the card. And I'm going to use my ATG gun to do that because this cardstock is pretty thick and I want that other side of this cardstock right here to make sure it stays down and adhered and doesn't come up. So I'm going to get as close to the edge as I can on all 4 sides. And if I do have any on the front, I'll just use my adhesive remover tool to get rid of it. So now we've got enough tape. And I'm just going to go ahead now and line this up as close to the edge as I can get it. And then just run my fingers along there. So now I have this covered and you don't see where I did the basket weave. So now this is going to be a really simple and quick card. This basket weaving does take some time, but as far as what I've got to put on the front of the card, I decided to go ahead and use some of my Recollections flowers that I picked up when I did the big haul at Michael's. But then for the Cricut part of the card, I've made some more of the little flowers that Kathy from Paper Phenomenon had the Ustream class on. Now these flowers are actually from the Paisley cartridge, and they're listed as, which I think was very unique of her to find this because I never would have thought about this. It's on page 47 and it's listed as a button. And that would be key number 24 on your gypsy. Now I'm not going to go through how to put the flowers together because, as I've said on previous videos, Kathy took the time to figure out how to make these flowers, and she was kind enough to supply a cut file for your gypsy for you to make the flowers, and you could learn how to make them watching her Ustream class. So if you want to learn how to make these, I would say go out and watch her Ustream class. Now what I've done with some of the flowers is I've started off with all of them with cream color cardstock, and then I've taken some glimmer mist and I've glimmer mist the flowers. I've also taken some glitter and some diamond dust and put those on the flowers. So this is one of the flowers here. So what I want to do is go ahead, and I've layered some of the flowers on top of the Recollections flowers. So I'm just going to go ahead now and lay out how I want my flowers on my card. And then we'll go ahead and we'll glue them down. So for now, I'm just lining them up just to see how I want them. So I think I like the way that looks, and I'm going to just go ahead now and start gluing things down. And I'm going to use my glue gun for this. Okay everybody, I'm back now, and I've gone ahead and glued all of my flowers down in the front. So now the next thing I want to do is, I got a little glue here. I want to go ahead and put my saying in at the top here. And this I took and stamped, and it is from the Stampin' Up! Set, and this is called Well Script, and it says Wonderful Mother. And I've taken this and used the More Mustard by Stampin' Up! To stamp out the image, and then I went along on the edges using my Distress ink, the mustard seed. And after I stamped it out, I ran it through my Cuttlebug or my Big Shot using the, I believe it's the Ribbon Tag is the name. I'm not quite sure, but I will put the name of it in the description. And then I embossed that. So now I have this popped up on some foam tape, and I'm just going to go ahead and adhere that to the front of the card. And I'm going to put that right here. So that is the front of the card. Now for my inside sentiment, I have stamped out, or I've typed out on my computer, wishing you a Mother's Day to spend with the people you love, doing the things you love to do, wishing you a Mother's Day that's one of the best you've ever had. And I'm going to go ahead and adhere that to the inside of the card, and I'm just going to go ahead and use my Tombow adhesive for that. And that sentiment I got out of the Ultimate card book that I pretty much use to do my inside sentiments for my cards. So I just printed this out on some computer paper and then some white cardstock behind it, and then I've inked the edges with the mustard seed again. So I'm just going to go ahead and eyeball this and lay it down. And that's it. So this is card number 5 of the Mother's Day cards with the Cricut. Stay tuned for the last card of the series. Thanks for watching, everybody. Bye.